Hello and welcome to another episode of Wheel of Horror, the podcast where two best friends spin a wheel every day in the month of October. It chooses the horror movie and they discuss it. Today we're talking about 1983's The Twilight Zone movie, which was directed by John Landis, Steven Spielberg, Joe Dante, and George Miller. I'm your co-host, Alec.
I'm Erik. Good job on the directors, Alec.
Yeah, I messed up Joe Dante. But what are you gonna do? This is live. This is real life, Erik. So, I was thinking about this earlier today. We've done quite a few anthology movies on this wheel, and this is another one.
What other ones?
Well,
Really?
I guess technically Trick or Treat, and then
Creepshow.
Creepshow, was that on this wheel?
Not on this wheel.
No, okay.
But
Are You Afraid of the Dark? And then I guess Halloween 3's coming up, and that's kind of like they were trying to go anthology. So we've been doing I don't know. I feel like we've been doing more anthology than we normally do.
yeah, no, I like anthology. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't know. They move quick because you do get like variety, so that's kind of cool. But
Yeah, I also think we always say there's been like a few movies we've done where we're just like it feels like a really long Twilight Zone movie.
yeah,
Like I think not this wheel, but like Carnival of Doom, we said that it's like it feels like the Twilight Zone.
yeah, or like Let's Scare Jessica to Death. We've kind of said
And
that.
They Live. We were like They Live feels like such a Twilight Zone movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we get into this, dude, we only had a few days left until Halloween.
I know. Holy hell. Yeah, this was a crazy month for us.
I know. We're both like, oh my god,
Oh my god. Like, Jesus Christ. Last October was like, oh, this is a lot, but like,
But it was like during COVID and everything was like still really shut down. Now it's like, and we had nothing else or nowhere to go. Now it's like working like crazy. All this, it's like there's not enough time. So,
oh my god, yeah, I know. But yeah, we're almost done. We're getting there.
how decorated is LA? Is like LA like spooky right now?
Well, considering the only thing I've seen in LA is my closet, I'm not even kidding. I'm literally not even kidding. I haven't been able to dude.
Oh, poor dude.
All I've been doing is editing podcasts and doing voiceover work. I haven't done anything spooky.
So you just been in a closet for like
Yeah, this closet, literally, I spend more time in this closet than I do anywhere else. I need a better chair. I'm not comfortable.
Oh, dude.
Well, anyway, so I'm hoping it's spooky, but I haven't had a chance to see it. But how's Connecticut? That's always spooky.
The foliage is a little late this year, so the leaves are turning, and it feels like fall, but it's not as far as long as it usually is. My neighborhood is decked out. Like I am definitely like the new kid on the block who doesn't have Halloween decorations. We're decorated on the inside, like we have a bunch of decorations up, and my bathroom. Actually, the whole house, it smells like a pumpkin did the cinnamon challenge and just like shit its pants because it just smells like fall in this house. It's crazy.
Well, no, I listened to your guys talk on the Trick or Treat episode from my closet, and it was really, dude, I loved hearing, you talking about like you're like, oh, there's so much to think about now. Like, do I have to give out like the big candy, the small candy? Should I give them
I'd never had trick or treaters. Like I grew up in the house in the back, and like no one came to my house. So, and all my apartments I've lived in never had a trick or treater. So I'm really excited to finally have one.
I'm excited for you. I hope it is fun. I hope, maybe, I don't know, put Miley somewhere so she's not barking around stuff. But...
yeah, I like asked my neighbor, like, do we get trick or treaters? And he's like, oh, you better get your candy. Like, get it ready.
Unless you want them to egg your house, toilet paper your house, they will.
They will murder you.
Like, well, let's jump into the movie though here a little bit. Twilight Zone movie. Was this your first time seeing it?
In a long time. I think in over 20 years. I saw this when I was like a little kid with my dad.
Me too. I saw it when I was a kid too, and I remember like not liking it that much when I was a kid because I was like, this isn't like the show. Like this isn't. I just remember not liking it that much.
Yeah. I mean, even this time, I'm like, it's okay. It does. It hits. It checks its boxes.
It seemed like the whole thing was more like fun for like the directors than anything else. Like this was just
for sure. It was a fun movie to make. Yeah.
Yeah, like obviously you look at like all of these people like John Landis and Steven Spielberg and George Miller, like all of them are huge directors now that everybody, knows. And at this time, this is like right when their careers are really starting to like, these are like the hottest directors in town right now. And they're all making their own little movie.
Well, I didn't mean to say it was fun for the directors to make, but the first segment, I don't know if you know about the terrible helicopter crash that killed a few cast members and crew. Yeah, that was a big. I mean, the production is known for that happening.
Dude, I learned a lot about that. So Basically, it seemed like John Landis, the director who did American Werewolf in London also, but he was just kinda like, "Get the helicopter closer, get the helicopter closer," and
Yeah.
it just literally hit the water, the blade just killed that Vic Morrow and those 2 kids.
Illegally hired child actors, apparently. So,
So, I'm learning a lot about unions now, but apparently, yeah, they were supposed to be union kids, and they weren't, and they're like, "Just get non-union kids, we don't have to follow the rules with them, and we'll pay them as much as an extra." So, it was, like, really bad, really bad.
yeah. So that definitely put a spot on this movie in a bad way, and clearly that's a terrible thing to happen filming
Yeah.
something like this.
Well, the
So,
worst thing I heard too is, like and I don't know much, but apparently, like, John Landis had to go to court, dude, for years and really, like, talk about what happened on set, and a lot of people are like, "He said, you haven't seen nothing yet, wait till this helicopter gets closer," like, he was really cocky, I guess, and so there's a lot of, like, stuff on set where it's like, "He said this, she said this," and
mm,
apparently Steven Spielberg has not spoken to him since that whole incident because he was very, like, nonchalant at one of the court hearings. He's like, "Whatever, whatever, whatever," like,
it's people's lives, so it's messed up. Yeah.
so yeah, that messed up this movie a bit, but,
Aside from that terrible, yeah, tragedy, the movie itself is really good, I think.
yeah, it's cool. I love the intro, dude. I feel like that was just improv to hell. Like, there's no script, I feel like.
With Dan Aykroyd and I always forget his name.
Albert Brooks.
Yeah, Albert Brooks.
Yeah, dude, I love that. I mean, because yeah, they're just like, I couldn't believe they couldn't figure out the Hawaii 501. I was like, even I know that. Like, how do you guys not know that?
Yeah, yeah. It's like they're playing. I play the theme game,
I
right? I
know.
have
Oh,
that. I
yeah.
have that. I have a game I play on my phone. I have like I think over 1,000 different theme songs from shows and movies and stuff, and I always play that.
I'm
And
pretty good.
they're kind of doing it. Well, like I have it on shuffle, and we just play the game, but they're doing it like by memory, which is kind of cool.
I was always pretty good when we played that game with me and you, and
Oh, you're
you.
really good at the theme game. You're like, all right, is that Interstellar? I'm like, damn, dude, no one ever gets Interstellar. Like, you
Yeah,
nailed it.
sometimes TV shows are a little bit easier, but
Is that Allegra's window? It's like, oh, you know Allegra's window from Nick Jr. Like,
I'm not that good. But yeah, I love that intro, and that's actually probably the only thing in the entire movie I remember is when I was a kid, that Dan Aykroyd being like, "You wanna see something really scary?"
yeah,
That freaked me out as a kid, so that was the one thing that really scared me.
I don't. I remember the segment with the plane the most. I think when I was a kid.
Yeah, dude, so I forgot that they remade that because I was like, "This is just the William Shatner one from the show."
Yeah,
And then I found out that all of them are just remakes of ones from the
different
show.
episodes. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I thought they were original, except, apparently the Old People Home one, that one's original, and all the other ones are not. They're just remakes, and I was like, "Shit, I don't remember the other 2, but I definitely remember the William Shatner one."
yeah, and it's funny because that one, the kick the can segment too, with Scatman Crothers from The Shining, is the least Twilight Zone. Like it
Oh,
doesn't feel
yeah,
like the Twilight Zone.
for
The other ones
sure.
all do. Like segment one, we'll start with that one. It really, really Twilight Zone. Like racist, terrible person, just anti-Semite. Like, and he leaves a bar and he's in World War II
Yeah.
during Nazi control and stuff, and it's so cool. And then he goes to like Vietnam, and then it's just he bounces around, and that is so they did such a good job making it feel like the Twilight Zone.
Oh my god, dude, the one thing I really gotta give props to is every single movie I've ever seen where it takes place in a different country, especially in Europe, they all speak English for some reason, and this movie didn't give you an
No.
inch. People were speaking French, the Nazis were speaking straight German, it was like the language barrier was, like, part of it, and I was like, "Oh, this is intense, man."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's scary to think about too, like that happening.
Yeah, just don't be a complete piece of shit. Yeah.
And
I
it won't
mean,
happen to you.
hopefully, yeah, but you're right, that is probably the most Twilight Zoney one where I just love it. It's like, he's a piece of shit and he learns his lesson. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's about the length of an episode too, so it's very quick.
Yeah, no, it was fast. The one thing I noticed, though, he did say, he was just like, "I fought in Korea," and then he's in Vietnam, though, right?
He goes to Vietnam, yeah.
Yeah, I was kinda confused about that. I was like, "Huh, I wonder why they didn't put him in Korea."
I just like the ending too, where he's getting taken away by the Nazi train, and
Oh,
he sees his friends leave the bar, and it's like that's so trippy.
Oh, dude, that is like the Twilight Zone. It's just like you can't escape, but you can see your, your safety and your
Yeah.
freedom right there. It's like, oh my God. Yeah, that is so intense. Yeah, that movie, I mean, that's an interesting way to kick it off because it's not, I mean, it's scary for a different reason, but for some reason when I was a kid, when I expected Twilight Zone, I was like, I want a creepy doll, or I want aliens, or I want stuff like that. So to see this one, I was like, as a kid especially, I was like, whoa, what is this? Like this is messed up.
Yeah, yeah. And it doesn't hold back in the beginning either. Like
Oh,
he really goes off. It's like, okay,
oh
okay.
my God, yeah, holy shit! Like, I was like, oh, Gran Torino's pretty racy. It's like, no, no, no,
The
no.
first two minutes of the Twilight Zone movie. Like,
That's like, yeah, it's like straight up one of the most racist scenes you'll ever see. Yeah, it's messed up, but very, very intense, very well shot, very sad about what happened in the shooting of that. But
yeah.
that one's cool. That one's one of my. That's probably my second favorite. Yeah, second favorite.
Yeah, we'll go into that too. But segment 2 is the Steven Spielberg one, Kick the Can, and that was, I think Spielberg wrote that one, or he came up with that.
I don't know if he wrote it, but he definitely was like story by, I'm sure.
Yeah. I liked it because it made me think, because like, let's say you lived a very good, fulfilling life and you have this chance to be like a kid again, like back to like 5 years old, 6 years old.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you want that? Because your family gets messed up if that happens. Who's gonna take care of you? Like, you can't stay with your friends in the nursing home because you're a kid again. Like, it's oh, and your family is gonna be like, who are you? You're not my dad. Like, what happened to my dad? Makes you think. And then
Yeah.
it also made me think too. I think one of the kids goes, I don't want to go to school again. And I thought to myself, like, I'm really tired. And I'm like, yeah, I could not do school again. High school and going, like, it's too much work.
Oh man, I don't know.
Could you study again? I don't know how people go to school, like back to school with kids and stuff. Like studying and writing 10-page papers. Oh God, no.
At this age, at 31, I'm kind of like, yeah, dude, fuck it. Like, why not? Like, with all this knowledge I've got, like, like I could do it over again. But then you're right. I never thought about it. Like,
You really think about it. If you're given that choice and it
I, s-
presents itself to you, would you take it?
I think I would.
Yeah.
I think I would. I don't know if I would now,
I
but I
wouldn't
think
now. I wouldn't. I don't think so.
no. But if I was like 89 and it was like, "Oh, I can barely walk up the stairs, like sort of thing, I'd be like, you know
Yeah.
what?
Mr. Bloom, or whatever his name is. Where's Mr. Bloom at?
The one guy that like, yeah, like the Peter Pan kid that like runs away.
Yeah. What was that kid was weird. He was like, it's like, okay, relax. Like, you're a kid again, but like, tone it down. Like,
I was like, tally ho, and he's like running around
all
with
right,
the
all right.
stick.
You're like, you're still, we all remember you though. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So you wouldn't do it? I mean,
No,
even
I have
you.
a wife and a dog, and I mean, my dog would be fine, but like, I don't know. I couldn't do it now. I couldn't.
No, not now. And obviously, we're 31. We got plenty of time to enjoy ourselves. But I'm saying, let's say you're 80, and I'm assuming Miley will be dead by then. But if,
Oh my God.
but no, but if you're, by let's say you're 89, you got a couple kids. Let's just say it's just you. Let's say Shannon's passed. You're in a nursing home, and you're by yourself, and it's like, yo, do you want to go back to third grade? You wouldn't do it?
I don't think so.
Oh man, I think I would. I don't know. We got to see
Well,
how the rest of our
I don't know.
lives.
I don't know how I'd feel about like mortality at that point too. I don't know. It's a trippy thing to think about.
Yeah, I guess it's almost like whatever age you watch it at, you see it differently, kind of.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
know, because when I was a kid, I would be like, "That's stupid," but now I'm like, interesting." And then at 80, I'd be like, "Yo,
Yeah,
I don't know." Yeah, dude,
interesting.
if my dad or my grandpa like came knocked on my door right now, he's like, "Hey," and he's like 8, I'd be like, "What the fuck?" And he'd just be like, "Hey,
Got a
can I
lot of
chill with
explaining to
you?"
do.
I'd be like, "Okay, well, I guess you're my fucking kid now."
And then the news crews come in, and everyone starts asking questions, and it gets brought to a lab like ET, and then yeah, there we are.
There we are. And then he's like explaining things. He's like, all right, so in 1950. And he's like, how could any kid his age know exactly what happened at that, like Kentucky Derby or something? Like,
Yeah,
so I don't know. I think that could be a cool movie, dude.
it's like 17 again with Zac Efron, but like
Oh, they did that. Yeah, they did. With
no, but
the
instead it's like 7 again, or instead of like 17, it's like he's 6, like a 6 year
yeah.
old with like an 80-year-old mind.
Yeah, I kind of like it. I
Like
don't know.
Clint Eastwood, like Gran Torino mind, and like
Dude,
an 8-year-old kid in the 20.
exactly. Dude, I just watched Cry Macho. I'm like, imagine Clint Eastwood that brain in an 8-year-old.
There's
Dude,
no child actor that could pull that off, though.
no.
There's
No.
no way to pull that off.
I know,
Uh,
but damn, so I don't know, that's what I like about this. The segment itself, though, I'm kinda like, this just feels very out of place for this movie.
it does and it doesn't. It feels too feel good to be Twilight Zone. That's
Yeah,
what I mean.
and the music it's so, like, Spielbergian that you're just kind of like, "Yeah,
It's like
this is fine."
felt like Hook too much.
Yeah, with the kids,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I love Scatman Crothers, he was so just, like, weird in this, like,
He's
what
got
is
an
he?
aura, dude. He's got an aura. Like
Yeah.
he's such a personality.
I know, but when you look at him or I mean, in this story, like, what is he? Is he, like, almost like the reverse of death almost? Like
I don't know. I think he has a gift clearly,
yeah.
and he's going around to all the nursing homes, and he's bouncing around, and I think he just wants to give people the choice. He doesn't want to change them and without their permission, but he has this gift, and he wants to at least present people with the opportunity.
Well, because that's the thing, it could've gone that dark way at the end, it was just like, "Well, guess what? You're gonna be a little girl." She's like, "What?" Like, "No."
Yeah, well, that would have been the Twilight Zone. Like
Right.
someone with a gift who's like, I can't turn it back.
Right, exactly. So I was expecting that little twist or something like that, and it never came, and I was like, "Okay," like, I'm glad this wasn't the first one because I feel like a lot of people would've been like, "The fuck is this?" But, it's definitely fine, but it just feels out of place in this.
It's too feel good for the Twilight Zone almost. I don't know.
Yeah, so I guess moving on to the 3rd segment here, which I fucking love this one, dude.
This is probably my favorite. This and the plane one are my two favorites.
Yeah, man, this one dude, I feel like I could watch this all day. There's so
This
much.
one's the Twilight Zone. This one is the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, dude. So they must have made an episode about this, and I don't remember it, man, but I do remember Johnny Bravo doing a spoof of this, and it was
Johnny Bravo.
dude, Johnny Bravo, they did a spoof of this where there's, like, a little boy named Timmy, and he's like, "You're gonna play with me forever," like, all this. It was like, "Oh, gotta get out of here, mama," like, sort of thing, but it was
Johnny Bravo.
and yeah, I loved that episode, and then seeing this again, I was like, "Oh, this is amazing." I wanna see more. I just wanna see what more this kid can do and stuff like that.
It's interesting because it's brings it back to like a child's mind. And what if a child could wish anything and it came true?
Oh my god, it's just, like, cartoons all the time, candy and cake for dinner.
Oh, I almost threw up thinking about a I know you're a vegetarian, but a hamburger with peanut butter? Oh my god.
It wasn't beef, I think it was just peanut butter on a hamburger bun.
No, I think it was with beef.
Oh.
Because he was like, "Oh, it makes the burger taste better." I'm like, "Oh god." Like
Yeah, I mean, yeah, all the food they had, it looked like cake and candy and stuff, right?
yeah, it's like yeah, I don't know if that family's probably just all gonna die of like cardiovascular disease, like real quick.
Oh my god. Well, it's dude, you know what it felt like? It was like watching, like, a king, basically, like, a king with his servants, and they all have to do whatever he says, and then this new woman coming in is almost like this queen sort of thing that's almost like, oh, he listens to her sort of thing. She doesn't treat him like everybody else, but all of these other people are just his servants, and I was like, "Dude, seriously, think about, like, back in, like, 300 years ago or whatever, if you the king could do whatever he wanted."
Or like pharaohs, like a pharaoh.
Yeah.
Like
Even if it didn't make sense, they could just be like, "I don't like that guy." It's like, "Oh, we don't like him either. Kill him then. Fuck him." Like, sort of thing. It's
throw
but
him in the pit. Throw him in the pit.
because anybody was, like, self-preserving themselves just like they do with the, like, Help, he's a crazy murderer or whatever, and they all blame the sister. Like, that's
Yeah.
oh,
It's like a pharaoh, like, I like these grapes. It's like, oh, well, it takes us 2,000 miles to get these grapes. It's like, well, I want them. It's like they
yeah.
have to travel like for like different spices and in Italy and stuff. It's like the pharaoh. It's really hard to do these things. It's like, well, I kind of want them. So
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, it's really hard." You know what else is really hard? It's, like, having no feet, and all of a sudden his feet disappear. Like, dude, this but, like, seriously, think about
that's
it, like,
what it is. That's what it is.
but the kid has no sense of, like, anything except for, like, "This is what I want." Like, "You don't really like me." Like, "Blah, blah, blah." Like,
Yeah,
dude, the uncle or whatever, I thought he was so funny.
yeah. The magician.
All of the adults, dude, they're just all so, like, I don't know, I thought they did a very convincing job of
They're like about to crack any moment.
oh my god, the mom too, dude, like, yeah, she's like, "Timmy's the best, we love him." Like, just all about to snap, and I love how you don't really know what's going on until pretty deep into it.
Yeah, I also like the bike crash at the beginning. It looked really real. Like
Oh my
she
god,
really hits this kid. It's like who's the
dude.
stunt person? Because that actually happened.
I know. I wanted to look that up actually because I'm like, that has to be a stunt person because
Like
that kid got decked,
yeah,
dude.
no. So you could have just like faked it and like not shown it off screen, and like she gets out of the car. Like no, they have this kid on a bike, get completely just boom concussed. Like,
Yeah, like Joe Dante's like, no, 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 get the kid.
we're doing this real. It's gonna be real.
Like my Nissan's like bumper is like, oh, this isn't like
It's like
too bad. This is
steel.
yeah, this is like a fucking rusty can hitting you. It's like, so that kid got he's like, ow, my
Anthony, back on the
bike.
bike. Anthony, back on the bike. It's like I don't want to do this again.
But you're it's crazy because like, yeah, you think I wonder why he doesn't like just kill her right then and there.
Because he likes her, because she helped him with the video game. Remember
Oh
those
yeah.
guys were like really mean to him playing the video game, and then he's
Oh,
like,
okay.
she like stood up for him, and then he left, and she left,
Right.
and then that's why. And she's like, oh, it's okay, thanks for helping me back there.
Well, okay, so then why doesn't he just like turn those bullies' heads around or something like that at the diner? You know?
Well, maybe he's fishing for more people to bring back to his home. He's looking for
Oh,
friends,
smart. Smart. Yes, that's probably it.
or maybe he only has his powers in that house.
I
Well,
know.
he doesn't because he makes the flowers grow outside the house. So
Oh, when they drive away, right.
yeah, so he's fishing, I think, for friends.
Yeah, I think you're right because he needs to get people in the house, and then once they get there well, I don't know. There's a lot to this because he could dude, this kid could, like, control the world for all we know.
Yeah, well, that's the ending. It's Helen is gonna be his, like, mentor, and they're a team now, and it's like, imagine having a kid. It's scary, though, because that kid could just, "No, I don't wanna do this," and then
Yeah.
make your head explode.
He's like, "I don't like you." It's like, What did I do?" And all of a sudden her eyes just explode, yeah.
I'm bored. It's like, "No, can we please?" It's like, "No," and
And, dude, could you imagine, like, they're like, "Alright, listen, they're probably had this conversation, like, "We gotta kill him. We just gotta kill him." And they go to try, and you can't kill him, or they, like, get a gun, they shoot him in the head, and it's just like, "Why'd you do that?" And he's just like, "Oh my god." And
yeah, dude, like, Anthony just goes, like, full, "Oh, man."
like, once you realize
"Hmm,
there's nothing you can do, like, literally nothing.
I'm gonna slowly turn you inside out now." It's like, slowly? It's like, "Ah!" Like, he's a
Oh,
monster, this kid.
and then the older he gets, dude, oh, it's just gonna get worse,
Yeah, the
like
darker and darker.
yeah, that woman's, like, taking him out, showing him the world. He's like, "You know what? Like, yeah, I don't like dogs anymore. I'm gonna kill all the dogs." It's like, "What?"
Ugh.
The bunny too, that was interesting little
Yeah, and they do, like, a Tasmanian devil kinda thing too at one point.
yeah, it looked good for the time, but, it was a little yeah, it was a little out of place for this.
Little dated now, but pretty
Yeah.
cool.
The other thing I wanna know is I know he's got superpowers, I know, but I'm thinking 1983, how the hell do they have multiple TVs playing multiple different cartoons at the same time? There's no home media, Eric. There's no home media.
Well, that's
Are
it. That's Anthony. He's doing
you
it
think
all.
so? He's got the
Yeah.
ability he knows how to stream, like, cartoons?
Everywhere you go in that house, there's a TV. Like, walking down the hallway, there's TVs.
I know. I was thinking, I'm
So,
like, well, there's not gonna be multiple channels at the same time playing different cartoons. So I was like, huh. But I was like, okay, I mean, I guess it's a special ability, sure. But I mean, he
yeah,
basically figured out Netflix in 1983,
pretty much.
like how to stream stuff to multiple
Anthony.
TVs.
Yeah, there you go. So Netflix came from Anthony.
And then the sister, dude.
That's
What?
scary.
That's probably the scariest thing in the whole movie. It's just the thought. I mean, obviously, she looks scary, but the thought of you can't talk and you're like tied up and all you can do is watch cartoons. That's how I feel at my job sometimes.
Just watching cartoons.
I'm just, like, literally staring at, like, watching something I don't wanna be watching.
Yeah,
Like
not to get in your job, but you get paid to like watch movies and subtitles and this and that, and look for errors.
yeah, my day job.
And what is the worst thing they've made you watch?
Um, it's usually when I have to watch, like, season 9 of an anime and it's in Japanese, and I've never heard of the anime, and it's like,
Oh god,
"Hey, here's, like, the entire 9th season of Ruby," or something like
we
that,
need
and I'll
it
be
done
like
by 8 p.m. It's like, oh.
yeah, it's like, "Oh, okay," and it's like
And the guy's name is Anthony. He's like, here you go.
but yeah,
Also, the way he kills his sister Ethel, or what is that? Who is she to him? His like cousin or something?
I think I don't know.
Oh, that's his sister. That's his sister. So Uncle Walt, sister Ethel, his mother and father, and Ethel. Like the way she gets dies is just like he puts her in a cartoon and then kills her by like a dinosaur thing. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's terrifying.
I know. That was pretty scary, actually, I was thinking about I was like, what would it look like from her point of view? Yeah, like VR almost, I guess.
Yeah. All right, well, let's move on to the last segment.
Yeah. So the last one. So this is a very famous Twilight Zone sketch, but this is your favorite of the whole movie.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the plane one's so much more action, but this is so cool.
So yeah, John Lithgow freaking out on an airplane. Monster looks way better in this one than in the TV show.
Yeah, this is George Miller's, right?
I believe so. Yeah. So that dude, I can't believe that he directed the Mad Max franchise and then
So
jumped into
cool.
this. Yeah.
This one's really cool too.
Oh my
And like
god.
John Lithgow, dude, he must have like done like a bender for 3 days, and like I just want to have the worst anxiety and sweat profusely.
Oh
He
my god.
killed it in this role, and it looked so legit.
So pale, yeah, and his eyes are just
Yeah, he probably to prepare for the role. What do you think he did? Just like pounded like vodka for like 3 days. He's like, all right, we're going on set in 8 hours. It's like, okay,
well, if it was 83, I would have been Jolt Cola and vodka.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, Joe Cola and vodka.
He just he just drank that for like a month.
It's like
Uh,
sober up and then just have crippling anxiety.
yeah, I mean, yeah, because he definitely plays it very realistic, but yeah, it's you've seen the original one with William Shatner, right? They're like, there's something on the plane.
I actually
Yeah.
like this one better, I think.
Yeah, they're different. It's a cool like update, but the monster looks fantastic in
Yeah.
this one.
The gremlin or whatever.
Yeah, dude, the gremlin looks like a lint ball with like a gorilla mask on top of it in the Twilight Zone TV show. So for this, I was like, good for them. Good for them.
Kudos for that William Shatner impression too. There's something on the plane.
Yeah. It's so stupid. He finally just went to space. That's so crazy.
Should have flew Priceline negotiator.
Priceline negotiator. Yeah, he's so yeah, dude, I can't believe he's still alive. But anyways,
He just went to space.
I know.
Jesus.
I know, and his face is Michael Myers' face, so it's like he's got movies being made about his face still, he's going to outer space,
What a life
um,
he's lived.
I
What a
know.
life, William Shatner.
Yeah, so then, but yeah, so it's, we kinda know what's gonna happen, just, continuous shit of the airplane falling apart and people thinking he's crazy and, you know.
Why do you think the gremlin let him live? You feel like the gremlin would just like rip him out of the plane. Bites the gun in half.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, it ends with him in the ambulance, so yeah, so he
Like the gremlin, like you spoil the
right,
gremlin's fun because everyone's looking at me, and where the plane is going to land. It looks like it's close enough to the runway, and the
right,
gremlin like waves his finger at him and then takes off. Like you just spoiled my fun, but like still
right.
still lets him live. So I'm like, huh?
I know, because it's like eventually even the people on the ground, they're like, "Oh, the plane's, like, scraped up by, like, a fucking thing or whatever," so they
Yeah.
know something's up.
Well, yeah. Like, what if they find like some goo or
Right, so just slice off John Lithgow's head then, I mean, why the hell not? They already know, you're doing something.
Well, there was also a plane crash earlier because he's reading a paper about a plane crash. So the gremlin's already struck once.
Oh, yeah. Well, dude, it seems like this thing I mean, seems like it can just jump on any plane it wants at any time and just scrape it up and then fly away. Dude, when the window gets popped open, though, he's out that window
No,
in
you're
2
gone.
seconds.
You're flying right out. Well, they are a lot lower at that point.
I know, but his face looks like it's getting frozen still, dude. Like, they've gotta be pretty high up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no air, it's gonna be sucking things out, like, I'm just imagine I'm like,
Yeah.
dude
I don't think they were. I think they were about 10,000 feet at that point, maybe a little higher, because you see the runway, the ground, really close
yeah,
by that
yeah.
time. So
But, dude, considering I'm sorry. They're probably still going, like, at least 200 miles an hour,
oh, that yeah.
and his, like, it's like at his belly button's out the window just
Your eyeballs are sucked out of your
Yeah,
skull.
dude, come on.
All
But
right, John Lithgow.
so he somehow survives that. The other quick thing I just wanna say before the shit hits the fan is, like, he's like, "Oh, like, I'll have a cigarette just to, like, ease my anxiety or whatever." It's 1983, you're not allowed to do that, I guess, and he's smoking a cigarette, and this girl's like, "No smoking." Dude, if that was right now, could you imagine if some dude just lit up a cigarette on an airplane? Like, what would that guy would get, like,
Oh, you
arrested.
you are getting arrested. That's breaking all FAA laws.
But I love in, like, 1983, they're like, "Sir, can you put that out, please?" Like, everyone's just kinda like, "Excuse me, sir, no smoking. I don't know if you saw the sign." Like, everyone's just so, like, kind of like, "You can't do that here," but, like, it's not that big of a deal.
Dude, if you were to just tamper with, like, touch the smoke detector in the bathroom, because that's what people do. They go in the bathroom and rip out the smoke detectors in the bathroom and smoke a cigarette because they really need
You
it.
come on, like,
Well,
nobody could
if you tamper with a smoke detector on a plane, you are going to jail. You
but
are going to jail.
if you're like, "Alright, I'm stressed out, I just need a cigarette," and you lit up a cigarette on an airplane, you
Done.
would get fucked,
You would
like
get videotaped, Twitter everywhere. You
yeah.
would go to jail so hard. This is, like, so casual, like, the times have changed, like, a little girl like, "Hey, you're not supposed to do that," and then the stewardess or whatever, flight attendant comes by, "Hey, can you put that out?" It's like, "Oh my god, we have come so far."
Oh my
And then, like,
yeah, there'd be, like, a lawsuit, it's like,
they would ground that plane, emergency landing, like, you are
yeah.
going to jail in a jacket, like
It's like, "My grandmother has asthma, she was 17, froze back." It's just
yeah.
like, "She now has cancer."
Deplane and, like, clean it like, the whole like, crews come in to clean the plane, get rid of all the secondhand smoke.
Oh my god. Yeah, so I was just like I noticed that, I was just like, this is yeah, very different. That was
This is dated.
that was 37 years ago, and it doesn't feel that long ago, but it's like, wow. Wow, yeah, you couldn't do a
Uh,
lot of those stuff. But yeah, so this is your favorite, though?
no, my, segment 3 with Anthony is probably my favorite.
Oh, yeah, me too, me
This
too.
is a close second, though.
Yeah, it's between this one and the opening one for me too, but the first one is I mean, I'm sorry, the 3rd one is my favorite, though, Anthony, for
Anthony,
sure.
yeah, so good.
Yeah. Well, you got any, last minute thoughts on the, Twilight Zone movie here?
No, I love it. It's a fun watch if you've never seen it or, I probably could watch the Anthony segment over and over and over again. I love it that much. Yeah, I have not checked out the new Jordan Peele series. I don't even know if they're still doing that, but I
Yeah.
gotta get back into the Twilight Zone. I just love it.
I love the original series, but I don't know, everything aside from the original series has always kinda fell short a little bit. This is fine, but it's still just watch the original series if you love the Twilight Zone, I feel
Yeah,
like.
every New Year's that's what I watch. My wife likes watching the Honeymooners like marathon. I'm like, no, 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 we're watching the Twilight Zone marathon.
Oh, yeah, on Sci-Fi,
Yeah, all
New
day.
Year's? Oh, yeah, for sure. Alright, well, what do you say spin the wheel,
Let's
Erik?
spin the wheel. All right, spinning. Evil Dead. We got Evil Dead.
Perfect. Yeah, no, this is our first episode we ever did, ever, and, we're gonna be re-recording it tomorrow with Matt Banover, who's also gonna tell us his version of his experience with, Ed and Lorraine Warren, so that'll be really cool.
Awesome. Very excited for that. I will not be joining.
I know, Erik.
I know.
It's
But
sad.
Matt, I'm gonna listen to that story. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear it too. So, all right, cool. Well, everybody, thank you so much for listening into our episode on the Twilight Zone movie, and we'll see you tomorrow for Evil Dead.